Hey guys, so we are in the first week of August and it's been extremely warm out here in Seattle. The temperatures have been high 80s to mid 90s. However, if you look behind me, you can kind of see there's a brown haze, and that's because of the Vancouver, BC wildfires that caused a lot of the smoke to drift down into Seattle. So we've been breathing this stuff in for, I don't know, about the last week. I feel like I have to wear a face mask because the air quality is so bad. However, it has kept the temperatures moderate versus super hot. But today I actually just want to go around the garden, pick up all the ripe fruit off of the fig trees, off the apples, plums. We are in the prime season for fruit. All right, where do I start? I mean, I've got my basket here. I'm ready to go fruit picking here in the backyard. I guess we'll just start over here and see what we can find. This is I think a Desert King. I just stabbed some sticks into that part of the garden, and they fruited, and they've done well. We'll just start from here. Nothing on the Longue. This is my Longue D'aout, as somebody corrected me. It's pronounced D'aout. Longue D'aout. They said Longue D'aout. This is a Olympian. Not quite ready yet. They don't get full sun. They get partial sun here. So these guys are ripening a little bit later. I've already picked a ton off of this Desert King. But there, I see another one down here. I actually invited some family members over and told them to help themselves. So I said, whatever you do, just leave me one. And I've got one. I love the taste of Desert King, but I also love to share the fruit because I want others to experience what I do with these fruit. This is my VDB. I picked a couple off this tree the other day. It's not super productive. I don't know, maybe it was the late spring or something. But those are not ready yet. This is the Peter's Honey. Definitely ready. I saw this guy the other day is super soft, and it just rips right off of the tree. I'm going to put that in there. Maybe go ahead and grab a leaf too. The leaves on these things are pretty cool. I really like them. Thick and leathery and large. Pretty leaves. Okay. Shiro Plums. These are definitely ready. I want to pick all of them. And I like to keep it on the tree and then pick as needed. I believe this is another DK. I accidentally let this guy dry up, and oh, that's kind of gross. That's definitely not edible. Got a whole bunch of ants coming out of that thing. We'll let that one go and share that with the ants. Okay, let's see what else we have. Go down fig row. Unfortunately, these figs have taken over my garden beds, and I haven't planted any vegetables this year because of it. Let's check out this apple tree here. This is my Spartan. Beautiful tree. Beautiful apples. And I just noticed that I've got a whole bunch on the ground. I don't know what that means. Could mean that they're ready. Could mean that they're bad. Whatever the case, I will take them and see. Okay. Got a couple more here. And these guys got so heavy. Actually weighed the branch down. Looks like this one's been feeding the slugs. So maybe I'll just put that on there, keep it off the ground so the slugs don't get to it. Let's go into the greenhouse. I know I've seen a 1 gallon plant in here with a very long and beautiful looking Breba hanging off of it. This is it right here. I'm starting to believe that this is either the jeans Vashon or something else. Look at that thing. Not wild? Okay. Might not taste that great. It is a small plant, and probably should have been picked a lot sooner, so it could be dry. Give you a quick update here on these figs inside of here. My black Madeira getting very productive. Another black Madeira over here, pushing out some great figs. Lots of figs. Lots of figs. Some more black Madeira on this side. Not as much. Well, actually, that one's got a nice little cluster over there. This is a Delphine. Okay. Let's try these guys out. Okay, so today's fruit harvest. We got Spartan Apple, Peter's Honey, Shiro Plum, Desert King. I've been eating a ton of these, so those are kind of almost gone. Actually, they probably are. Actually, no. I have a couple more that are ripening on the tree, and I believe this one is either Jeans Vashon or Olympian. In my book, I think they're too similar, and they're probably the same fig from what I can tell. Okay, so this is the Peter's Honey Breba. I've done a video on this before. This year, the productivity on that tree it was terrible. Most of my Brebas fell, and this is probably one of two that actually has made it to ripeness. Let's give this guy on the scale. It's 55.4 grams. And the Peter's Honey, I really like the Breba over the main crop. That's because the main crop I feel is so sweet. It's just like eating pure honey. But the Breba, you know, it's got more, I guess it's got a little more juiciness to it. And it's more plump. I like it a little bit milder. And it's kind of the flavor profile that I prefer. So let's cut this guy open. Peter's Honey. Okay. Wow, it's a little bit different color from what I had last year. Last year was a lot brighter, lots of orange and a purple tinge around the syconium. This year, it looks kind of dull. Let's figure out how this is going to taste here. May look dull, but it still could taste pretty good. Okay, here's the first Peter's Honey Breba. Take a look at that. For 2017. Wow. You know, it is still super syrupy sweet. Regardless of the color, it still retains a lot of that true syrupy honey taste to it. That's really sweet. But very good. This is part of the reason why I planted this guy on the ground. I'll still be able to get the Brebas, the longer seasons here in Seattle. I might be able to get the main crop. It is super sweet. Way different from DK. Way different from VDB. And good fig. Good fig. Alright, let's try some else. Okay, so this fig came off of a 1 gallon. I don't expect 1 gallon figs to be very good or flavorful. It's not really fair to judge the quality of a fig off of a 1 gallon. And the reason behind that is, you know, the tree just hasn't had time to establish itself and mature to, you know, a plant that is going to produce fruit at its optimal ripeness. But, you know, looking at the inside of this thing, it's It's really nice looking. That's pretty. I love this color. And that bronzy purple violet color. I wonder how it's gonna taste. So this is a Breba, and I believe this is a Breba of the genes Vashon, Olympian. You know, to be honest with you, they're probably super closely related. If you have one, you probably don't need the other. But let's give this guy a try. Okay, there it is. Genes Vashon. Oh. Okay. This is a total contrast from Peter's honey. It's got some more acid to it. So there's a slight more of a tang compared to the Peter's honey, but the Peter's honey was just too super sweet that it makes this one seem a little bit more sour. Sour in the sense that it's got more acid, not sour in the sense that it's gone bad. A little bit less sweet, very figgy, and to be honest, because it is a 1 year old 1 gallon plant, it's not going to be where it should be in terms of the quality of fig that you would get from, let's say, a tree that's in the ground, that's established, that's on its 3rd year. That's when you're going to get better figs. So this is a decent fig, but not great. Again, 1 gallon. So I've got all these other fruit here. This is a Shiro. This is the Spartan Apple. Of course, this is a dry DK here. I let this one go too long. Probably won't even eat that guy. It's probably gone bad. But there's nothing better than eating fruit off of a tree that you've grown, cared for. The flavor is way different from going to the grocery store and getting, plum that's been picked early and green, because it needs to travel a certain way and then be stored. The fruit just tastes so much sweeter. It's got more flavor. It's a lot juicier. Wow. Shiro Plum is amazing. I can't wait for it to be more productive next year, because I wouldn't mind sharing this with everybody that I know. Let's try this Spartan Apple. Now I want to make sure that no worms in here. These were found on the ground, so I wouldn't doubt that some of them do have some worms. I'm just gonna try a little piece right here. Wow, that's tart. And I think I picked it a little bit late because it's tart and it's already kind of mealy. I hate mealy apples. Nothing worse than a mealy apple. Nothing like the Benny Shogun that I had last year. This apple is very mildly okay. It definitely does not go on my top 5 list, but it is productive, and it's early. It's early August, and these apples are ready to pick. So I could have probably picked these about a week or 2 ago, and would have been better off because they'd be less mealy. All this tells me is, because this thing has been on the ground for no more than a day or 2, probably a few days, and it's already that mealy. It could be the sun baking into it, but they probably don't store well. So this is Spartan Apple. Not too big a fan of that one. I don't know, maybe I'll make some juice out of it. Anyhow, that's the haul for today. Peter's honey, Gene's Vashon, Shiro Plum, DK. Had actually a VDB earlier, but we've already done video on that, and a Spartan Apple. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I certainly did. Too bad I can't share it with you, but see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.